So you just bought your first cast iron skillet and you're not really sure what to do? Well, I'm gonna show you all the things you need to know to become a successful cast iron cook. Let's go. Hey, I'm Chef Chris, the culinary manager at Lodge Cast Iron. After starting at Lodge, I got to help design the first test kitchen, and then I ran it for nearly a decade. These days, my team and I spend our time cooking, testing, and teaching people the joys of using cast iron. Let's go for a journey. So we've just gotten our skillet home. Welcome home, skillet. Now we're just gonna remove our label and give it a good wash down. It's been in a foundry, it's been in a store, it's gonna be in your home forever, so we're gonna make sure it's nice and clean. To clean your skillet, start with warm soapy water. We're gonna use a stiff bristle brush or a cleaning pad. Give it a good scrub down on both sides of your skillet. Rinse out the soap and dry it immediately. Wipe it down with a half teaspoon of cooking oil and you're ready to get cooking. Now that we've washed our skillet, we've dried it completely, we've wiped it with a very thin layer of cooking oil, I wanted to talk to you about this little section of discoloration at the end of your skillet. This is our seasoning bubble. This is where we hang our skillets on a line and we spray them with cooking oil for our seasoning. There's actually a person in our foundry who has a blowtorch and they burn off each one of these little bubbles. It's gonna give you a slightly discolored section where that seasoning wasn't just uniform on pan. It's not a defect at all. It's not rust, it's absolutely fine. That's gonna disappear with time and is just part of your pan. Let's talk about what seasoning really is. Seasoning is just oil that is baked onto the surface of the cast iron. It's not gonna soak down in it. Cast iron is not porous.
What?
And it's going to coat the exterior of your pan, but it's actually going to fuse to the iron. That is going to create a natural non-stick surface that has got no chemical coatings, and it's going to create that beautiful, easy release finish that we all love. So if you're just starting your cast iron journey, I've got 3 tips for you. Tip number 1 is going to be to preheat your skillet over low to medium low heat for about 3 to 5 minutes. A little trick that I like to use to make sure that my pan is sufficiently preheated is take a little bit of water and spritz it on the surface of my pan. If it starts to bubble and dissipate pretty quickly, then I know I'm good to go. Tip number 2, lower the heat. Cast iron cookware retains heat so well that you're not gonna have to cook on as high of a heat as you might be used to with other types of cookware. Tip number 3, use fat or oil while you're cooking. Using a cooking oil or something like butter in your skillet is gonna help your food not stick, and it's also going to help your food brown just a little bit better. Some good first foods to cook in your skillet are gonna be anything that's higher in fat content and lower in acidity. So think things like sausage or hamburger patties, and not doing your tomato sauce just yet. Now it's time to put those tips to work. I'm gonna start off by putting our skillet over an appropriately sized burner and kick that onto a low to medium low heat. And we're gonna let that preheat, like we said, for 3 to 5 minutes. Now it's time for our water test. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of water and sprinkle it in the inside, and that looks sufficiently preheated to me. We're gonna drop our butter in our skillet, but you can use whatever cooking oil you prefer. Isn't that a lovely sound? The butter that we're using is gonna be that fat that's gonna help release our food. It's also gonna flavor it really amazingly. Let's get cracking. I'm gonna drop an egg right in the center of our skillet. Listen to that sizzle. You can tell it's preheated very nicely. So what we're doing right now is we're letting our egg whites set. Once they're set, then I know that I'm gonna have a beautifully sunny side up egg every time. I'm gonna hit that with a little bit of seasoning. I got salt, pepper, and garlic powder right here. And then we're just gonna check to see. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just gonna take the back of my spatula and move it around, and look at that thing just glide on the inside of my skillet. So, time to eat some breakfast. The next thing to do is gonna be to wash this pan. What we're not gonna do is put it in the dishwasher, and we're not gonna soak it in our sink. What we are gonna do is wash it, dry it, and oil it, just like we did before. At this point, that's all you need to do, and your skillet is ready to go for the next time you want to cook a meal. Another common misconception is that every time I clean my skillet, I need to put it back in the oven to maintain the seasoning. That is not true. That's because the skillet that you purchased already has a great base layer of seasoning, and that's gonna protect it from rust. I love to store my cookware right here on the stovetop, but I know that that's probably not going to be okay for everybody out there. If you're going to store your cookware for a long period of time, I like to take a piece of paper towel and lay it in the skillet. What that paper towel is going to do is just basically soak up any extra oil that we may not have wiped off of our skillet, and also it's going to collect any ambient moisture so that our skillet doesn't rust. And that's it. Thanks for spending time with me today. I hope that you learned something about cast iron, and if you want to keep going down this learning journey with us, please like and subscribe. Love you, bye.